what is it? EU week 2, stage 1. Yep. I don't. So, look, both mid laners are banned, which means that there's some history between two teams, which is sure. I'm guessing that's what it is. They must have some sick Morrigan tech with like Neath, maybe double Neath ults. I don't know. Nuwa permabanned this tournament anyway, so there's not really any mid picks open apart from Neath and Cuckoo, which both teams have anyway. But to dive into it, we see that Jingwei's first picked, and to me this might catch me off guard if it was a best of one, and also for first game as well. But like thinking about it, like critically, with Odin, Barcus, Fenrir, Susano, Amir, Amma open, there is so much open that getting a really safe 1p makes a lot of sense, and then you're trading stuff anyway. So they get the Jingwei because it can fit into any comp, essentially. Probably like the only hunter left that feels impactful also, after all these nerfs that have come through recently. And then they go Odin Barcus, which is very scary top 2, right? Very, very strong top 2. Cuckoo Fenrir in retaliation to Odin Barcus is a bit sus. Like, Cuckoo should get absolutely dove. But Cuckoo should also be able to retaliate with a lot of collateral damage. One thing I do like, though, is... I think this is Laz. This is Laz? Yeah, Lazarus Fenrir. Full tank Fenrir. Probably just setting up for Cuckoo. Also, really strong dive here later on in the draft. Chark Soul's where this draft kind of like falls off. I can understand Soul being good. I just don't know if she is crazy OP as she was. Chark is just the jungler that you pick when you don't want to play Susano and Loki. And I can see Chark being okay into Kukulkan too. The only issue I see with Chark jungle is that, and actually just Chark in general, is that Aegis can be bought pretty freely because people don't need to really build beads, because these supports and tanks can build the beads active. Like, all three of them can build the beads active this game and be very happy about it, to be honest, because it also counters like a bit of soul damage, a bit of Barcus damage. Overall, when it comes to draft, if these three picks... Look, Neath's fine. Neath's just a cookie cutter, similar to Jingwei. But, like, Amma, Amir, Fenrir, Cuckoo, Jingwei is just, like... very flexible in how they can play every stage of the game, apart from, like, 0 to 3, 0 to 10, even, right? They're probably weak before level 7. Level 8, level 9, level 10, right? And that's where this team needs to stomp hard. And they do have capacity to stomp hard with, like, Neath Chark ults, Neath Barcus flop, Neath Odin cage. Like, they have a lot of ways to fight for reds and blues into the Amaterasu, which I'm assuming is solo, because it's Genetics EMEA. But it's up to them to execute that win con, because if they don't execute the win condition to, be invading jungle continuously, this team just outscales and farms them, to be honest. Like, this draft is nearly perfect from a stereotypical European approach to the game, you know? Like, just coast along, hopefully just don't fall behind, and then it hits 20 minutes and you win the game. And in Smite 2, with how easy it is to kill Gold Fury even after it's been buffed, it's actually probably more beneficial for Team Risk there. Like, Sunder in the game, you can do, like, these guys probably have 3 Sunders. I could see 3 Sunders here, and then 2 Shells. Yeah, 3 Sunders, 2 Shells, and then, like, they just do objectives on cooldown, and they can burst at 4k, and there's nothing that these guys can do. And then they have a mere wall to get out. They have Cuckoo zoning. They have Amataxi. Yeah, very good draft by Team Risk. And then it's a fine draft by Smokebreak too, but they really have to execute invades and, like, level 5 pressure. Their level 5 pressure has to be through the roof. And, like, they need to invade, kill. But you can't just, like, invade someone and then fight again, because, like, you're just gonna, like, int. Smite 2, you need to reset, like, every 2 minutes. I'm not even trolling. You're not gonna... There's so much farm on the map, you're gonna miss, like, 3 minions, but you actually get a really good timer if you just reset frequently. And I think that's the trap most teams I'm seeing in every region across the board are falling into. So, alright, let's see how game 1 goes. We get into game 1. They play the Emir. They play double warrior support, double guardian solo. Interesting.
On this soul, I'm gonna pay attention. if that comes back to bite him, literally and figuratively, from last.
So we see that red team gets prio for the red buff. We also see that Johnny was speed side start by the looks of it. He went 1, 2, 3, 4 to mid. Now he's doing his backs. Maybe. Sorry, I didn't get the first minute, but it will cut down a lot of editing time, so I don't really care. Lasbro looking for a duo gank. This has to be awful gank potential in, solo.
I mean, he has to play.
Unless he's playing at tower. What is Deathwalker doing?
Low here, but I mean, you got your chance. Stunned out of the brutalize. I think
Interesting play. Oh, he's going in. He does have red buff. Red buff slams, to be honest. Red buff does so much damage. So it looks like Benko actually did our red side jungle on the side of Smoke Break.
That you are going to be able to accomplish up against a level 3 jungler. You gotta just
now,
relax and try and play through.
If we talk about win cons on the side of Team Risk, they have Jingwei, Kukulkan, with Amma as well, Amir, and then Fenrir, and then Lasbro does these tanky builds. So, every minute that goes on and on and on, their team comp should just be very happy to keep scaling. Their win con this game is to just get to like mega late game, like every 120. And
he kind of has to, man.
be very, very happy. They did do double Phantom Shell on the back line. 3 Sunders as well. They're very happy to get to late game. The only issue I see is if Johnny is able to get a massive ult onto Kukulkan, but Johnny doesn't have Blink, so he shouldn't be able to get to Cuckoo very easily. And to be honest, if he does get on top of Cuckoo, Cuckoo should have enough damage in his kit to be able to trade. Just a lot of collateral damage anyway, in most scenarios.
Come back up at 20 seconds, so that'd be where I'm looking. Like speed buff was done by Feeks. I'd try and confirm all of these, and if I'm Smoke Break, I might be trying to invade these just because I know how far behind Lasbro is.
Speaking of invading and where you are in the map,
how is that tornado not hitting Sap? I could talk about Sap a bit more. Sap 7, he's not new to the competitive scene in EU. But I don't think he's ever been like mega top tier. Hang on, let's look at this invade here from Deathwalker. Perfect timing to rotate over to the purple side, like it's coming up at 3:30. And they knew that Genetics was going aggressive too. Genetics is dead as here, no? He's got to be just mega dead.
Sort of a slow burn on the pin.
Yeah, this is a cool rotation.
That's the go button for Smoke Break. A nice free.
Just Cage. I don't understand why you hold Cage there. I know, like, he didn't need it, but like, he did get more value here.
Gets caught in the cage, stunned out, but we'll get away.
That is very valid. I just didn't expect Streak to walk up. Like, let's be honest. Why would Streak walk up against 3? Oh, I was just sitting there waiting for him. Wish I could go over. Level 4 at 430. Not the best XP values for Lasbro. He did hit level 5 off that camp. And this is an issue with Tekogagi first item, if he's doing that. Both junglers look like they're doing it. That component to full item gap is quite a lot of gold. So like 1650 or 1550, somewhere between 1500 and 1700. I can't remember the exact number off my head. But that's a lot of money. That's like 2 resets on no power spikes. Feels pretty awkward.
See if the big dog is put to use by Lasbro quickly now that it is.
Variety going for a little proxy value. He's going conch first item. He does have red buff too. Once again, like this red buff blue buff combo in solo is just monstrous. Okay. Has Johnny meant to double stack those items? Is one for Jotuns and one for Tekokagi? Or one for Crusher, one for Tekokagi? I wonder why he buys 2. It is like, I think that's 20 or 30 power and 14 cooldown rate. Maybe that's the fix of this massive amount of gold that you have to sit on. I was talking about this last night to a jungler from Australia about, yeah, it sucks to wait for so long for Tekokagi power spike, but maybe just buy some other components, and it looks like Johnny's buying other components. Alright.
dead
Yeah.
cuckoo.
Okay.
It certainly
Silence
is.
There's certainly
doesn't
used to be
die.
one there.
Wasn't
Yeah,
even close, to be honest. I don't know
legit
why I
don't
was
have
worried.
any
But
survivability.
yeah, there's the cuckoo
Gold
problem.
Phantom Shell available, can get used,
Having
win the
shell,
save, and
no
yeah,
Aegis.
I'm interested in this gold pull, and that's exactly what we see.
Benko
Usually
rotating
it's a 5
again.
minutes, pretty much
Oh,
on
he's
the
dead.
dot. Smoke break take their time this time around.
Yep.
Genetics already
Beautiful,
stunned
beautiful.
out, already brought
Just
down
core,
Johnny with the credit that
um,
ult is being called out and
CC in their
targeted
kits, very
so
strong.
far. Gold Fury
This is
pulled.
to be expected though.
Lazarus in mid,
Uh,
Jacobs in duo,
with,
not really a lot to
like
contest.
Barkus
Smoke
own
break will get it for
Chark. Very strong early, very strong
That's all
mid.
you can do, man. I mean, I
Okay.
think Variety
They
is
just
playing
fall
as
off
much as
late.
he can. Like,
So
anytime
it's not
he
the
knows
worst
that
in the
the
world. Look,
Benko's
you're
rotated, he just
2.5
keeps going,
down.
Proxy's wave, he pushes
Team
out as much as
Riskers.
possible.
And they are doing really well by
I
living
think
on
that
this
Team
purple
Risk
buff.
might
That is
need
very
the
good win
Amaterasu
con, like,
fight here sooner rather than
by
later,
smoke
because the
break.
snowball is forming. I would say it's already.
But how do you slow it down as the blue team? That's a good question. You don't really have too much of a choice when they can... The red team have Neath ult, Barkus flop, Odin cage. They have a lot of things to force issues.
Be able to do the heavy lifting. But as it speaks, he's the most fed on the map, sitting at level 9.
Just need to guarantee every neutral and guarantee every like what Genetics is doing now. Get those camps will matter.
This Ama is a threat.
That yellow buff
There's
in
only
mid
so
camp
much
will
that Ama
matter.
can do when the team is like this is as even as the team might be, you know, like the
Let's have a
lead is
look.
going to continue climbing in
Silence getting picked here could be very bad.
So much talk about how to control those leads, where they come from, and the teams
But
that do it.
they're here on
Both
time
these
for
teams
speed.
feel like on paper they can keep that lead up. Genetics
Oh,
gonna
they're
stay
playing for the
side by
fight.
side, arm in
They
arm
catch him.
with Silence, but Genetics will definitely not get
Benko
the
here
lead. They'll
again.
quickly
This
engage
is
in the
so
push, go
insanely
down.
disciplined
Ultimates expended,
by red
Lazarus
team.
finding
Variety
all
needs to be
thousands,
like
keeps everybody safe.
proxying
Now the
20
King
waves.
takes
He should be at their
off,
bird, to
jump
be
this off,
honest.
and Lazarus just trying to escape now.
He TP's over?
Great one for Smoke.
That is not the
There
play
is a
by...
rotation coming out from the Amaterasu, but as
Oh,
Travis
that's not the
as
play by
Travis
Variety, in my
what
opinion.
can the Ama even do, especially when you're this
Why
far
isn't he
forward?
just like proxying at
There's
their
not
Phoenix?
much. It's not as if
Although
Ama, you know,
Echrome and Silence may be overstaying their welcome. Yeah. Look,
remember, there
this is
a
so
few-
troll by red team to overstay so hard.
My goodness, I thought he was gonna disapparate.
Good peel
Like,
by
might be able to
Silence,
find
but
it,
like
so
Chrome,
maybe
what are
we
you
get
doing,
another
brother?
shining medal off it.
And here, like, why are they turning?
Field.
Making a really, really risky play.
Echrome barely alive.
I
Variety
hate
wants
this.
to
I hate
chase
this
that
by
to
red
turn
team.
around to help things out.
Even if
And
it
the
goes well, I
Johnny
still think
breaking
it's
it
very
over.
bad
The
discipline
target
and like
is
bad
straight
habit
up, and the
building,
target
right?
is now silenced by the Bacchus. Will he fall though? Yes,
They've
he
played
will.
played to their
Finally
duo
gets
camp
Ingress
win con
on
so
the
much
board.
and like their
Only took us
PvE win
9
con so well.
minutes to get to that point.
And they got to pick on Genetics, they
and
get
that's
double
the tough
camp, and then they
part. I
throw it
really
away
didn't
by
think
staying in
Echrome was
duo
gonna be
and
the
pushing
kill just
tower.
stuck around too long, but
Now,
Variety does
no
some
way
good
Johnny
damage
dies
to help
too.
out his
Oh, he
Smoke.
does.
It's a big trouble
What
here
the
as well.
fuck is he doing?
And Genetics
Okay,
picks it up
look.
with the Sunder, my goodness, that's the
That's a perfect
shutdown.
scenario
And
for
that
Team
is
Risk,
rotation that
obviously.
was
Like,
necessary.
red team
Now
winning all
Variety
their
been able
aggressive
to make
plays
smart
and then
on the
throwing
map,
them
helps his
down the
duo
drain.
out of the hole they were in,
Very
and immediately
unfortunate.
teleports back over to keep
Variety
beating
has
advantage
conch
with
finished
Benko.
as well.
Now we can talk about Team Risk and their comeback.
Very,
Because
oh,
it's not done yet. Oh, look at this. We're
Benko
pulling
in the
back to
tower.
He's gonna jump
He
over.
can't TP.
No way he teleports, right? Variety's there to stop him. Yeah, they can.
Alright, I
take
think
him
he's
down.
dead to
It'll
rights.
be the 2v1. Stun deployed, but the damage just simply
He
not
can't get
there
away from
because
Ama speed
nobody's
buff.
coming to help. Just a matter of if the
They
tank
just have to
can speed
walk.
up for
I
Benko.
love this by Variety
Let's
to go
with the
farm.
chase. Lazarus will run it down. Looks
If
like
you
they're
think
not
about it,
interested in the kill, more the position.
if they kill
Mid-lane
Variety,
on Theek's gonna be
he's
good.
only worth like
Zach
2.5
has it
waves
easily.
max.
I mean, there was a dragon,
Not
there was
Variety,
some wins, but overall, didn't do
Echrome.
much.
Yeah, Theeks just doesn't
So a
have
wave
the
and a
damage
buff.
really
If he
to
gets that
protect
buff,
him.
it's
And
yeah.
Cuckoo is, late
That's
game
literally
slotted
worth
mage.
more than the kill on
That's
Deathwalker.
stuff
Very,
that
very
comes
disciplined
in.
by Variety.
We can talk about Spirit of the Nine wins, but at
If
the
he's still
moment,
red, it's
not
just even
so
better.
much.
But
I think Variety's sitting on a lot of gold right now. He's had Triton's conch since like
For
the
a
beginning.
long
of
very,
the
very
season.
happy with how
I
Variety
imagine
played this
he's
lane
got,
so
like, a
far.
full, I don't know,
Apart from that
Berserker
one
shield. I've
rotation,
seen
but it paid off,
Focus,
which means the coach
I've
looks
seen-
stupid. But like,
there's a couple items that you could build into here.
it's a bit
But
like it's a bit
intelligence
shit. Let's be honest.
seems to be
It's
the
on
way to
red
go.
team to just
Your
throw that.
heal, you're all they all benefit from it.
It's still a
Ama,
2k
you
lead,
know, I like tankiness with a bit of intelligence.
and gold is coming up. How are you going to play this Gold Fury now that Variety is a monster?
All of those stats online and then rotates into
Benko backing? Are they just rushing the second gold?
relative ease, especially when
I don't mind the gold priority,
Gold Fury spawned in.
especially because
Remember,
it stacks. You know, the buffs are good.
one, and they still do have pressure on the left side of the map. I think Variety's gonna have to be on point with getting to this gold quickly if they want to try.
A Gemma focus done by Theeks as well.
Smite too. Remember,
Interesting.
scaling buffs. each time you get a Gold Fury.
Yeah, Johnny does just keep that second
on the center of
satchel or whatever it's called.
Little gold coins. Those are each Gold Fury team takes. 3 total Gold Furies. The ancient
Streak double pen. I didn't even notice that. Streak's got double pen. We're seeing a lot of double components here,
because they just do so much.
which is kind of
It's really
valid.
hard to contest the more they start to stack up. You add pyro and fire to that mix, and as
Unless it's a UI bug. That would suck if it's a UI bug, but
feel like it's opening up, Trelly, and the options are going to be there.
Certainly are. Genetics trying to
Genetics.
won't be able to, but look at the rotation. Variety has made its way left.
Interesting. All right, blue team able to get
Should be a Gold Fury pull. Theeks
good
have decent confirmation.
posture and priority here.
Risk has 3 Sunders.
But if you see like red team, all they have to do is not freak out and not answer a fake gold. Well, they have vision. Everything's fine.
He's just gonna grab far.
And it's not going to happen. They're going to walk away. I'm very surprised. I was right with you.
If Johnny ults this, I think it's really bad.
The Gold Fury easy, but that's not going to be free in the
Good.
face of Johnny.
Very good.
It's under you, so easier than anticipated, and Team Rust do have the Queen.
Okay, Variety was 2 levels up. He still is now. I don't know how he just got to level 13. Maybe off that mid wave? Oh, Benko. Super rotation. Oh, dude. Dude. Dive it. Commit to the dive.
Gonna be 4 diving that Ymir under the tier 1.
Oh, bad ults. Alright, red team have choked it.
So far, but here comes Lasbury.
Yeah. Alright, Lasbury, go on. Now you run back to your own tower and you play safe. Like, there's no point continuing the fight, in my opinion.
Maybe that's enough after the Cuckoo ult 2. It is.
And that's the biggest, I think, transition from Smite 1 to Smite 2.
On top of that, lots of gold into the Jing Wei's pocket. And Smoke Break seem to be letting go of some of that aggression.
Especially in the last 2 years, 3 years of Smite 1 being, you know, you whittle down someone, they finally die, and now their DPS is like 20% weaker because it's pretty much a team effort to kill one person in Smite 1 until like 11.3 or whatever. In Smite 2, like, someone's whole kit can kill you in nearly every role. So, once 3 abilities are down, like if you use 6, 9 abilities, maybe even 12 on one person, you are still in danger to like maybe 5 from the other team. So you do need to play like timings a lot tighter, and you need to play like, I don't want to say League of Legends like because it sounds like such a cop-out, but you need to be tethering out of range of each other, like as a core 5, core 4, whoever's in the fight. Like you go in, you get the pick, you run back. Like do not get in range for any of their abilities because abilities are so broken in this game. Unless you're playing like Anher and your Impale is just like the worst ability in the game, but
It was on purpose.
Genetics should be pretty hard to kill now with Stampede. It sounds like I'm, you know, grasping at straws with that argument, but very good item. Very, very good item. And if you look at the side of I'm so confused about red teams overstaying in duo. Is it just Echrome wanting to push all the time? Or is it just like Variety's somehow not being known that he's in left jungle / portals or... Yeah, I'm just not sure how he's dying.
Worried about getting to late game, but when you have Variety as fed as he is, finish that Berserker shield, looks like he's going into Shogun, so
Oof.
is able to just teleport around the map, use that influence to just own duo lane, and now Streak.
Ah, good rotation.
By all accounts, behind Echrome.
They have Naga, they have Amma passive. They did have Genetics wall as well, not needed. Ooh, dashing in's crazy here, surely. Big Odin cage.
He sure can.
There's a stun after as well. Should be a pick, and the airstrike
Ah, you
confirms
cage
one on the way back too.
now.
So lots of damage through. But that Odin cage has caused some major displacement and major
No, it
damage to
didn't.
find the way of Team Risk. But now Deathwalker in no
Yeah,
man's
front
land,
to
caught in
back.
the whirlwind,
Good
but he's
shell.
gone. Chalk's trying to do anything on top of Streak Up with the Storm Call, but it's not there.
I like how Variety's playing this fight, just taxing his backline around with Aura. This is a good fire call. Why is it a good fire call, you ask? Amma does a lot of objective damage, like helps a lot more, right? Cuckoo, a lot of bursts, so secures pretty safe, even if you don't have Sunder. Even if you don't have Cuckoo ult, like the one's a lot of damage. And then Jingwei, obviously just being Jingwei helps anyone with a crit passive. And then, if anyone did walk in, EMEA Wall was there to either keep them out or keep them in. Good comp for objective posturing.
all all 5, and they have a runic bomb in pocket. I mean, they can look to grab some tier 2s here.
How quickly things can change. I was talking about the
I think this is
55
honestly,
gold lead that Team
it might be an ideal EU
Now it's
comp
that for Smoke
if
Break. Variety
you
just
really
kinda
look at
got
Smite's history
sandwiched
and
in
like
there.
how they
Well,
play
there's
very
plenty
traditionally.
of health and
And it
tanking
seems
away.
like the aggression is still there at a higher rate than it was compared to Smite 1. But last week when I watched the EU finals, it was a bloodbath for no real timers. Whereas this game, it's been a lot of variety rotate. I mean, not variety. Deathwalker rotating for purple and yellow timers, picking genetics, like really actually calculated fighting.
That's the tech, man. This is my
And then
build. Almost do a T.
I think
Variety's probably been watching my stream, man.
it's
That
just a
must be-
lot
that's
better
getting all this
than
right. I
last
taught him
week.
everything he knows.
I think it's team
Well,
gap or
like
anything.
he
Maybe
said,
it's just the
he's
set not being as
destroying the
dirty.
map right now. We were worried.
The players were
about
just.
Team Risk.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, we were worried about Team Risk.
I'm gonna
coming
curse
back.
that now.
Benko worried about
Alright, there's
Team
that combo.
Spear, the 9 wins to the mouth, thanks to Lasbra for holding him still. And now
This is a very complete comp. Not gonna lie. This one also isn't too bad, but it's just, like I said earlier, they don't even have Aegis's. But it's a very one and done engage.
Another
This
plus
comp is
2,000
so
swing, even
flexible.
more. I mean, that's
It feels like you're playing with
it's
cheats
close to
if you can
5,000, 6,000.
really nail it down.
Basically 6 minutes
and
for
really
Team
play
Risk.
it, like,
Absolutely
to its
insane.
highest
The way
skill
they
ceiling.
turned this game on its head, and Smoke Break just seemingly have no answer. They've been outpaced by Team Risk up to this point, and now with everything being sieged out, with that fire giant, it's just hard to give an answer to. And Smoke Break find themselves defending a Phoenix.
Are they just going all the tier 2s?
Quite, yeah, a little bit too scary to go in and tank the bird, and I can understand that. Tier 2 tower looks a lot more appetizing, but Johnny, you might be in the wrong part of
What was
town.
that,
Looking to
Johnny?
siege forward. I don't know if the
It was
airstrike
okay.
necessary, but
Okay,
probably
look,
play it safe.
that what was that?
He was a little bit better. Remember Lasbra and
Was very
Vince
wrong
were
by
over
me.
the
I
right
knew
way.
as soon as I
Now
said what was
Variety
that.
goes forward as well. He wants some damage. Forward.
We'll go back and watch.
Yeah, a little bit too
If you're in this
scary.
situation,
It's hard to give an answer to. And Smoke Break find themselves defending
Just
a
speeding
Phoenix
it up.
for 20 minutes.
Alright, so Johnny's in this situation where he's got, like, people are coming to this tower,
It's a lot more appetizing, but Johnny,
and you know that these guys want to siege. So if you just ult now, you have macro vision. Like, you can see that it's a 3v2. Like, they're setting up a 3-2 split. Our team Risk. So he knows that if he goes hard now, hard and fast, these guys have to disengage.
be in the wrong part of
Right,
town.
so they
Siege
do disengage.
forward. I don't know if the airstrike was necessary, but probably play it safe. He's a
But the
little
issue
better
is,
for Lasbra.
after he engages, he just leaves straight away. Which can be seen as valid due to him not having ult. Like, what else can he actually attribute to the team fight? He does have conch, so him being around does help.
Peaks were over and right
But if you're going to do that play to save the tower,
as well, he wants some damage.
we can't just leave the tower in posture.
Looks
Looks like it's gone anyway.
Oh,
Oh, is that a sick ult? It is a sick ult. Oh, I realized I was watching slow mo, my bad. So Johnny does come back in. The Neath ult hits the Fenrir.
Cannot find Johnny. Team Risk will regroup in the mid lane and somehow through
Poly? Does he have a poly? Does Sticks have a poly? He does not. I don't think poly is good, just to say.
By his own teammate, but the tier 2 tower is the call.
We love
A
it.
lot of weaves there, man, but Benko does find an ult. Can anyone help Variety
Any
out?
picks here?
Does he even need help? Seems like the flop might make it so, but look at the round.
Oh, it's fucked. It's over. Red team lose right here. He took his time to kill was through the roof. Why was it so hard to kill Variety?
For Team Risk and open the door.
Was that just
First three
Berserker's
shots, a double
passive?
for the Jingwei, another for the Cuckoo. Only one is left standing for Smoke Break, kind of out of nowhere, and it is.
Bro, that was
Johnny.
that
Team
that took
Risk
so long for him to die there.
They've got Fire Giant online too.
He is 2 levels up on E-Chrome. He is a level up on
Didn't have
Sap.
minions in mid, so they had to go in for right. It could have been an end call if they had that wave, but because they did, they
Dude, look
tried
how
to go
blue
for
team
two
split the
first.
map so
Sure,
well.
9 wins connects.
They know if when they're at man advantage and how to
And he damaged the NATO.
split it up.
Later.
I think that's game. And if it's not game, it's checkmate, right? Like all birds down, nothing that they can do.
I'm pretty sure with Streak here, that left bird should go down. My goodness, what a turn! I mean,
Yeah,
it
they're in
was
check.
as if Team Risk
It's
was
fucked.
out of trouble. I did say early game
Checkmate
not as
down.
important as your late game, but I gotta give credit to Variety.
Normally I'd
His
watch this out,
stats do
but
not reflect how impactful he was.
This blue team has
in
really
bringing
turned it
Team Risk
around.
back from that early lead.
Not
Like,
gonna lie.
Streak looks like he's just hard carrying, and he's playing fantastic. He's been there with the
All right, we're gonna speed it up because
remember, Echrome was up like 2-0,
if you
and they
look
didn't get a single purple buff until like 5 minutes. It took a
at
while for
like
team
the
to
game
get
state, all they have left to
Yeah,
do,
like, 2
like this
seconds on
gold
that,
is
no
whatever. They
purple
didn't even need to do
buff.
it. Like they
It's
get
not
it for free. They get every objective off the map. Then they do. They all should reset here. You know, they walk the fire together. I don't like if either of these guys reset anymore. They need to stay on the map.
Fire Giant's close, but it's only 20 minutes. Is this worth a Hail Mary attempt?
Yeah, the red team do need to look for a pick here. We're gonna slow it down. Variety gets going on. Lasbro gets the E-Chrome, but he's already 3'd. Genetics very separated too. Yeah, Fenrir, super unkillable. He puts everyone to sleep. I like that by Genetics. I'm guessing it's Genetics because that's like the only role that can get that item. Alright, that's game. Don't do FG, just walk it down and end. Yeah.
Another 4 streak up, 8 for the Jingwei. Team Risk stand strong.
That really turned to shit in the duo lane fight by Smoke Break. They were winning early so well, and then they just overstayed their welcome a couple times in a row. Very rough. I think that they comp very, very well played by
it didn't seem like that lead was ever
is it Team
going to
Risk?
stop
Yeah,
Team
very, very
Risk.
well played there. Like the 3-2ing, they split the map really well. They played objectives really well. Like EMEA, they did this combo. Variety farmed a Storm up over Deathwalker, made him kind of look useless, even though Deathwalker had a lot of tempo early, and then Streak playing really disciplined to only die once. You can't really have a better playstyle with that comp. The only way it could have been better if his Smoke Break weren't playing tempo early. But like if they weren't, they're literally throwing. Like they played okay early until the throw. But we're going to the next game. Alright, we're back. Hokate ban, Jingwei ban. Alright, they get rid of the Jingwei themselves. Interesting. Maybe because they can just play the trade game like I kind of talked about in game 1. With everything open, you can just pick a lot of stuff and drafts get a bit wild and wacky, and it just kind of comes down to who builds a better comp and who executes it better. The building a comp thing doesn't really matter when it's like we're early days of the game and there's kind of a skill disparity and it's just whoever plays better in this game. Like, you know, there's not enough consistency within the game itself because it's buggy as hell, or like team-wise, you know, team play. But Odin first pick, completely valid. They go Barkas Fenrir, completely correct. You know, if you're gonna just talk about a draft, I like that they went Amamori. Not gonna lie, because you can assume that they're going Fenrir in jungle because Lasbra loves it, and you can always grab your jungler later. And we've seen that Johnny doesn't mind playing Chark into anything, which, like, yeah, it kind of sucks, but he's still able to get a Sasano here after they go Neath Emir. And then my issue is that this backline is a lot better as a base kit than this backline. Obviously, Morrigan ult can absolutely turn fights completely, especially if she's bringing a Neath ult to an Odin cage, Amma dive, Susan dive. Also, double Susan. Oh my god, double Susan actually runs rampant in Smite 2. I never even thought about that. Very, very disgusting. I think Team Risk, once again, very happy with draft. I think they've gotten 3 of arguably the best gods in the game. Odin can be up there as well. Susan can be up there as well. People think Amma's really good too, I agree. I'm pretty happy that Amma's come into the game and it's kind of given a new breath of life to drafting. Because if Amma wasn't in the game, this draft just gets like one less priority pick. You know, you're probably just taking Emir there actually if Amma's not in the game. But anyway, enough waffling.
Like Fire Giant Shred has not been too much of a
I
point.
don't really want
I've
to comment
seen
on
two,
Morrigan
like,
drafts,
surprise FG polls
and I
that
think
point out,
Kronos
like,
is
a
weak.
team like
So my
triple
biased
something like
opinion
that.
is that Team Risk won draft very, very
With
handedly.
double, triple sunder sometimes in your comp.
But you know,
You're
there's
not
still
gonna
potential
get
here.
to,
Odin,
like,
Amma,
a
Susan,
team
still
under
an awesome
3,000
draft. I
damage
just
to a
don't like their
defensive
backline.
is going to be pretty solid, especially.
And I will watch starts this game. We're nearly in the game. Here we go. We roll out.
Horizon. Just joining us, it's Malum, Trelly, and
Alright, I want to watch Lazarus Path thing.
the grand finals conclude, make sure to stick around
Because he goes
the
under,
stage is right
Johnny.
around the corner. That's what we've been playing up to, and after the grand finals, we'll get to see the drawing for the Swiss stage.
Any
and see
wards
which of
early?
these
No
teams
wards
will
early.
end up.
A
Could be
mana
after
pot
this
for
game,
Ikrim
Team Risk get the
is
better of
blood
it,
okay.
or we could be in for a bit more of a marathon and see what's been kind of rare in an actual best of 3 go the distance. Both teams gonna run into
I
each
like that he
other.
started
Gavin
freeze.
sunned out, does
I
get
think it's fine to
away,
start
and
freeze.
one of the more eventful starts we've seen so far won't fizzle into a full team fight.
Well, not for now. Johnny did start his 3, which is a good call. The 1 has a shorter cooldown, but like the 3 was instant. It just gets you out of trouble, so you gotta be able to just save your point there. Silence does end up going for the Odin support, so I was
I
wondering.
like this. I like
where is all
this.
gonna peter out, but
Ooh, one thing I don't like
Benko
actually
starter
is
item. I've been wondering because
into EMEA you kind of want the Odin. Never mind.
Except for Deathfall, in my opinion, Odin support. So I was
So he
wondering where
paths
it's all gonna
between
peter out.
towers. Lasbra does. He goes through mid, paths between towers to get behind Johnny. And Johnny doesn't have Sunder. He's gonna Sunder gap him.
For Benko. So we'll have to see how that plays out. The cooldown resets will be nice late game, but we'll see how that plays out.
I love how Genetics is just standing there, knowing that he has a man advantage on the left side jungle.
Trying to get back camps. He's gonna show up from behind Johnny.
Lasbra remembers what happened in the
Ikrim.
previous game and is not playing any games with the early
What's he
farm.
up to?
We'll look for the invade and the steal, and
Oh, he doesn't get
does
it?
not get it. It
He
goes
fucked
to
up his
Johnny.
Sunder.
Lasbra's just having a tough start to these games. It looks like the
Oh, and he
suspense
loses
wants
speed
to continue
too.
to
Alright,
chase.
Johnny needs to not chase this, man.
That 3, so has the auto reset and the damage will be
Unless,
quite as much
does he have his
until
3?
you turn a corner and see an Odin, but the
So
brutalizer
he's
gets
1.
away. There's the jump, just not enough to kill.
Oh, you've cut the wave.
Lasbra has Sunder. Like,
Lasbra
he
cut, not
chose
Lasbra.
to
Johnny
use it. I
cut
guess
Morgan's
the
wave.
would be enough, but
Honestly, it means Morgan was able to do backs and not
when you spend all
get
your
trolled.
time to try and get a buff and it doesn't come through,
Ikrim.
and your speed buff gets dropped without you. I mean, hey.
Okay, Silenced is mega behind. That is valid. He gets a quick reset off here. Johnny does, but then like, oh god, if Lasbra's able to farm mid, he just beats Johnny's start anyway.
We'll see.
See, this is why you just never chase, man. Lucky Deathwalker is able to like invade the camp and everything.
Has to go back to base.
Well, there's that value you were talking about from the
But
start of the
these
game.
Oris are up.
Going on invades and making
Can
Lasbra's
Mori
life
even
even
do 'em?
worse at the start of this game. This has got to be a frustrating 2 minutes for Lasbra.
Oh man, this map UI really needs to fix. I don't know. I'm gonna say it every video that I make. But you can't tell when camps are coming up. You can only tell when they're like nearly coming up. Like, are these backs up? I'd assume they actually are. But it just looks like they're not. Lasbra level 2 looking for a gank. Johnny level 2 too. 2-2? I hate this by both junglers.
You also have Ymir with a freeze down. This fight doesn't
Ymir's dead.
anymore.
Genetics already low. There's a jump from
Ooh,
Rocky
nice
jump to
shell,
get
but
away, but the jet stream keeps with
not
Genetics,
dead.
who has yet to die. It looks like the attention from Smoke Break turned over to Streak Up, while Genetics was still just kind of.
Ah man, this just hurts my fucking soul. I'm not gonna lie. Johnny's giving his backstat to Deathwalker too. Like, Johnny's literally not playing this game.
But the rest of the squad is here. They could try and collapse on.
What is he? I hate this. I hate this so much.
I live to see another day. But take a look.
Both junglers' games are just
bottom right of your map.
washed.
Bro's looking to proxy. Bro's looking to play as forward as possible. I do think that is still the idea here, because Ama doesn't really full clear for a while. It takes her a bit to get online, whereas Bacchus.
Why does he have? Why? Hang on. Why does
I want to see
Deathwalker
how
have
this Bacchus is
Boomba's
able to rotate
Cudgel?
in and sort of make
I could
up
understand if he
for
went the spear for like the Golden Blade passive, but why do you have Cudgel, my guy?
Going, we talked a lot about North America because that's where a lot of the more chaotic games have been.
Is he dead? Oh, is he dead to a level 3 Fenrir? He is. Oof, that was honestly such a sick timing there by Variety, knowing he's about to hit 5 on the wave that's dying too. Beautiful.
Not as much proxying for North America, but EMEA today has been very, very involved with it.
Oh, and all that red side jungle gone.
And you can just like
To Lasbra. Lasbra gets to farm up a storm now. Red, blue.
Lasbra gets his first buff of the game, steals away the
Deathwalker loses so much farm. Although Johnny being able to get double speed. Good vertical jungling here by Johnny. And Cuckoo kind of trolling Lasbra, to be honest. Like, not letting Lasbra farm up everything as well. Johnny has to wait for these camps and then reset off them.
And if anything,
This is where it's hard to be patient.
He's just sitting at back camps begging for anything.
Is Cuckoo coming over?
One, but
Oh,
Feeks
thank
saw
God.
the way. I lied. He checked for a second and then gave up. So, yeah, Johnny at least gets back camps for free.
The back
Now he goes to the bush and resets. No resets. Oh, dude, everyone's just griefing. Dude, why is he level 4 as well? This is such a bad XP game. Everyone's such low level.
Same thing for silence. So no ults online to help things out. Johnny doesn't have it either. 3 with no ults versus the 2.
Oh, E-Chrome. Missed ult. You're fighting a level 5 EMEA. You're level 4 Johnny. Oh my God.
Have a bit of damage online with this Neath. Doesn't have anything else. And Lasper picks up another kill onto Banco, man.
Guys, it's over.
3-0.
I'll say it. It's fucking
that was a
coffins.
2v3. Genetics
Blue
ended up
team
getting
are in a
the
doomed game
Summers
state.
that kill onto Silence, and then Johnny
Absolutely
could
doomed.
not
Level
help you to bail
4
out.
at 5 fucking minutes is not it.
Does that feel
You
like
can hit
a
5 at
response?
330
I mean,
in
obviously
jungle.
it's a response, but that
Just if
feels
you
like a
do
big, "All
backs
right, I
backs,
know where I'll get my farm.
do
Let's see how
a
much
mid-wave,
work I do
reset,
if I
backs
can't get to
backs.
my own jungle." My biggest question
The issue is
we
that
talked so much
everyone's just taking back camps. Like,
variety and
everyone.
rotations and how they really
both teams. Like,
team risk overall.
apart from the junglers. I don't think
Is that enough?
a jungler has
Is that
taken his own back camp yet.
Tremendous damage to smoke break for Banco to be focused like this.
I mean, so far you got to remember he's going. He doesn't really have much tank stats. If you look at his
E-Chrome, not
he's
dead.
going for the traditionally. Sorry,
He doesn't even
doesn't have
scale in this
physical
matchup
tank
either.
stats.
I have no hope
Last
for
person
blue team's
can't,
draft
right?
now.
He's over on that side of the map.
Not gonna lie.
Essentially, like almost true damage towards Benko. Whereas in lane, yeah, Variety's not feeling too good.
No
It
hope.
doesn't really
This is a
matter
Gold
what
Fury.
Lasper decided, I'm camping your lane. A lot of damage over towards Johnny Variety.
They're not doing it.
Intoxicate.
They're just getting
Decided not to
timers.
use it. Just showing, hey, I can half health you, get you to 20%.
They're just getting a lot of info. He might play for Johnny here on these backs. Oh, they're actually up. Too bad I couldn't tell. That's interesting. It looks like genetics might be dying then.
One teleport over.
You can, Fenrir ult. Ooh.
Not taking too much damage.
Interesting he chose to ult. He has no abilities because he used them on the backs.
My
It's
new favorite
whatever.
thing, I think, of all
And
the
they're doing red
ults
buff.
that you can lose your
Oh,
character
man.
during, you can die during,
Alright, Johnny,
you can
Hydra's
Glacier
rush.
Strike is one of the
He's
top
got
for
some.
me.
He's
There's
got a
just
power
about
spike.
all the
He's finally
ice
there. He needs to take that purple too.
explosions around it with the new effects for Smite 2 as
Go back to Johnny
competitive
Cam.
risk.
I need to see
It's kind of crazy.
this fight.
We'll see how crazy this fight works out for Streak Up.
And Streak's dead.
Does not have the better of it. Matter of fact, there's
Is
two
pulling
other
gold
members
here a good
there
play or not?
before,
What
as
is
Sap
happening?
turns the corner
Thoughts?
to grab the kill.
I like
Yeah,
this
that's a
play
pretty good
instead.
When Lasper is ganking right, why is Genetics at back camps? And after Genetics is at back camps, why is Streak past the Gold Fury?
Yep,
Like, it just
very,
makes
very
no
happy.
sense. I think
Stripping
that-
away the
that's
jungle.
two
Johnny
deaths
can
in
take
half.
our purple now, right?
Maybe it's
Right, guys?
overconfidence. It's not as if Team Risk can't take a death or two. Not the end of the world, but just seems
Yes,
useless,
yes,
right?
yes.
The
Blue team
best case
finally
scenario, you steal away the back
playing
camp.
pretty,
Worst case scenario, you give Smoke Break
efficient,
their
pretty
first 2 kills.
economically.
Close up your lead. I don't know. This wouldn't have been
Benko,
my choice.
really good job to not die there. He's gone. I don't know what that item's called, but it's like Voidstone without pen. He's gone the penless Voidstone. I like it, but not first item. Not gonna lie. All it does is give int
Yeah, it's weird. It's been
and
so long so far.
I guess it's
magic
because Streak
protections.
is, like ability intelligence.
And it
based
looks
on his
like
Gold
Deathwalker
Fury,
is
then
doing the
it's
full
like a
intelligence
buff
build.
So you're not having as much auto damage towards Gold Fury, and since it's not instant, they just don't want to waste their
Doesn't
time
miss
on it,
a
I guess.
minion
It's
either.
not
The
like
power
guaranteed or
of
confirmed.
Amaterasu.
Well, with Lasbra heading over, he's 2-0. He's got Sunder. He's got Teko Kagi. I think they have the DPS to burn.
A lot less wards than I thought there would be in EU, I'm not gonna lie.
Long Transcendence, by the way. That was something we haven't gotten to touch much on today. I feel like with all the fighting, it's tough to really zero in on build paths and items. But I think Inbound mentioned this earlier, but the pivot to Hydras, I mean, so cheap, so much power as well.
Alright.
Understandable.
What is
I
next?
like the idea for Johnny's because
It
there's
is
so many auto resets. And
kinda
since this kit
kinda
already, you get so
an
much
even
benefit
game.
from it.
Kinda.
On a character like Fenrir, it's like, hey, I'm gonna be stuck in Brutalize.
Genetics should be going down here. I'm sick and tired of these Europeans not just caging. Keep it simple. Oh my god, why? Why?
The whirlwind. Look at the damage on to Smoke Break so far. They're gone indeed. The Spirit of the Nine Winds was just for to make sure, a nice double tap to make sure they were gone.
Genetics is really good at just ulting.
They did get the pick
And I
up
know
on
it
that,
sounds
overall,
stupid,
I mean, that fight
but he
really
doesn't have the
seemed to
thought
fall
of like,
apart
oh, I
as
could get a good ult here.
Team
He just
Risk has to
ults
walk
because
right
it just
over to the
causes
Gold
a
Fury,
delay.
and no response
And
from
even if they
those
refuse
teams.
to take the tempo trade, like, okay, I'm gonna ult now, and you have to leave me, like, leave my vicinity, or you take too much damage. They either do leave that, and he gets a lot more, like, time before he dies, or you take the time trade for a fucking massive amount of resources in your health. Like a lot of HP lost just to an EMEA ult.
That is not someone you want to try and mess with. So maybe that's the call here. Sap is trying to...
Oh, Genetics actually does the Berserker's Rush too. Holy fuck, that's funny as.
You see the Fenrir? That's not Lazarus, that is Sap.
That is crazy good.
But you are going to be able to try and power farm the game away.
OCE's been, not OCE, one support in OCE has done that in scrims. And I saw it, I was like, that isn't to troll if you have a lead. I think it's troll if you don't have a lead. But if you have a lead, go for it, because it is 2,600. It is not cheap. And right now, Thebes is dead. There's a lot of people just like trialing a bunch of different first items.
There to make sure Odin, dire straits as well. There's the wall, but actually maybe not so dire, pretty healthy.
Call that one an invade, not an invade. So blue team do get the purple buff, but they just int for it anyway, so it's not real. Once again, he just likes ult. I love it, bro. Just ult.
Successful for Genetics and the rocket jump to get away now.
Dude, it seems so BM when you steal someone's buff and then just wall bounce out of there. Not only does it feel extremely satisfying, because
ooh, that's a lot of damage now.
But also it seems so messed
that ain't bad. Dude, remember, Lasbra does have a defense item too. Keep that in mind.
You push you away, like I'm never gonna catch you, and then I just have to watch you fly out. Love to see it. And
Benko has both of the int plus prot items. So the helmet gives you int plus physical protections, and it stacks for every time you hit too. So it's quite a lot of phys prot.
Come on. We have seen a lot less attention over to solo with all the chaos.
The only massive issue is in this build that Deathwalker has, or Benko. I should just say Benko. There is no health.
Lasper here. Will it be enough to turn things around? The re-engage may come out. The jump on.
I don't know if he does. Oh, he does. He doesn't have any HP.
Brings back the Ama. Remember, no ult online. There's the stun. It's gonna be good. The Typhoon coming out maybe a bit late.
It's over.
Damage there. Maybe on the Johnny. The dash is okay to get away.
Yeah, this is another conversation we've been having recently. Like, everyone's seeing these solo or troll clips or Flynoco clips, and like Book of Thoth, Rodder to Hootie Doom, or like Gemma Focus Amaterasu. Just kill it. Like, literally just kill it. Yes, it does a fuck ton of damage. Yes, it like has awesome one-shot potential, but anything that has one-shot potential can be one-shot.
Teleports over to left lane, finds the kill on the Ecro. I did say
just kill it.
Intelligence helps, but I don't know. You gotta get a little bit more tank stats. I think the
Ecro has not had a good set. I'm not gonna lie. His soul gameplay kind of pissed me off, and now this game, I think he got kind of fucked over by picking Kern into EMEA. But hey.
It would certainly help.
Curious if tomorrow
I also think. Oh my god.
But the wall is way more important. Come on, what a wall that was.
That was cool.
To keep things safe. Send gift
there's nothing more satisfying, I'm not gonna lie.
Like that.
A wall Fenrir ult.
There was no beads either. Like,
but yeah, as I was saying, Echrome.
Did not get the beads, or like that.
I was talking about Echrome, but in general, I think everyone shits on Arno because his kit. Sure, it's weak. But if you use it just as like, he has good mobility, good self peel with his one, like the slow. He has good. Hang on. These shells coming out clutch. Good beads by Silence, but walking back up into freeze range. Oh no. No, Echrome.
Odin could go down. It's gonna be real close. No, Odin lives through it. No kills.
Oh yeah, but just pick on her. I feel like the game, the draft. If you pick your ADC last, and there's an EMEA in the game and a Fenrir in the game, and you think Kern is better than Arnher, I think there's an issue with like bias.
Well, you got Benko
Like I can understand that Arnher doesn't feel good. Arnher's 2 doesn't feel great. He has like a rough lane state, but his kit is just good into those characters. And Kern kit does just suck into those characters.
That is a good bit of farm this Amaterasu has taken away. But will there
And
be
your
a
job just
chase?
kind of remains the same, nevertheless.
I do
Like
not
you
mean
don't
us beyond
need to
my
be
men onto Feeks, but it
this
seems
massive
like,
team
you know,
fight
they'll
god
be living to see
of
another day.
Canada's.
Johnny has a rogue Bacchus chasing him down. Seems like he'll be just fine.
Dude, level 10 at
Yeah, I was
14,
gonna say,
miserable.
You're not going to be able to catch
Miserable
it up
game
or
by
something
Johnny.
like that. Either way, though, that's what happens every time Variety sees Johnny in the jungle. That's a 5-level deficit. 6 levels now for Variety. Yeah, I'd be looking to just 1v1 the Susano every chance I
Genetics just farms them. Just ult straight away. No?
Naga almost stolen. Looks like it does
Hmm.
go to Smoke Break, and it does.
Why didn't he?
With the attempt.
Does he not have it? No, he
Pace
does.
for Smoke Break rolling as
That's
he
interesting.
jumps in that
Every time I don't think he's gonna ult, he does,
kills
and then
that
there,
early.
when I think it's such a really,
Jumps
like a
away
really
as
good ult,
well.
he just
Team Risk
doesn't.
posturing and pulling.
Maybe he
Pyro
was
Man
planning
so far
ahead
doing
for
an
Pyro.
amazing 7 buff Benko. It's got every buff around his belt he possibly could. Pyro at half health. The Odin and the Morgan are the closest by, but I don't think they're aware. So Pyromancer will be free for Team Risk.
Take that
I
one,
don't
Genetics.
see an angle in.
Well,
6k
they
down,
already have
15
two
minutes.
Gold Fury, so this could very
And it's
easily
pretty
be a
clean
Fire
gold
Giant
too.
into
It's not
Ancient Fury.
kill gold.
If Smokebreak
It's
doesn't
not
find
like...
a way to slow down the snowball that is
Oh, there are
Team
2
Risk,
towers down, but
Variety
that's
gets
fuck all now with
that
plates being
active.
nerfed to
Yeah, Rose
oblivion.
Stone finding Mystical.
It is just buffs.
Very
It is
tanky,
just farm.
A lot of damage, and more specifically, just look at the level deficit, man. Like Variety compared to Silent, that's 5 levels.
Oh my
Johnny
god.
compared to Theeks. If that's a rank game, like
Yeah.
you're dead if Susano pulls you there.
Oh, it's only
Not
sat.
the
I thought there were
case
2
here.
people there.
Luckily, it seems like Ragnarok should be enough to get Sap out of trouble for now, unless another rotation happens. Doesn't seem like that's the call. Full on retreat here for Smoke Break.
Are they pulling? No, they're not pulling. This mid tower. I thought this mid tower would go down
Like the cuckoo damage. It seemed like that's what they were grouping for, but Team Risk decided
a
against
lot
it.
earlier for Team Risk. Like, Team Risk pushing down into Smoke Break's tier 1 tower in mid. Because Johnny's so weak, they don't have much like mid pressure at all. Like, there's no kill pressure from this Susano, really. Theeks has breastplate. Like, he's chilling.
Susanos in the jungle say less, but say more about the red side of things. Team Risk.
Ah, yes, dash towards the jungle.
Looking for E-Chrome
Chrome doing alright here.
Numbers out. Gonna take an ultimate to slow
He didn't
it
play
down,
that
but
too
it's
bad.
done.
If he doesn't get hit by that ult, you know, it's a completely different story. Lasbro going in alone versus 3.
Typhoon gonna catch a shell, so Lasper will be okay. Now Johnny is the one in
And
trouble,
that's
back
the game,
against the wall.
folks.
Will go down from the
No
uppercut
gold
of
up. Are they just
Smoke.
resetting for fire?
Team Risk,
It's honestly the
grab 3.
play.
Backfire. That's got to be the call, right? I mean, you have time. You have to watch out for Sap.
You have... Oh, you don't have a conch.
But I'm thinking it's backfire. Look at the positioning, though. I mean, Lasper's going left. Freak was charging ult for a second. If they do go for it, it's going to be without the majority of their damage.
Do you have 3 Sunders up? I can't tell. Right side of Spectator UI is bugged. You'll never see relic cooldowns, by the way. Prophetic third by Deathwalker? Sometimes he cooks like a genius, but this sucks.
See if he can find someone to own.
Does he really think this game's going to 40 minutes?
And that's not a bad look either.
It feels like Team Risk almost respect Smoke Break in areas we don't expect and disrespect them in areas that we don't expect. You know, like they're taking fights that we're like, oh, okay. I mean, ambitious, but go.
How
for
do
it.
you win
And
this
then they're
game?
allowing
Do you
them
actually
to sort of
even bother
build
with
up
Fenrir
and
transformation?
rotation
I think
as
Morgan
Smoke
needs to
Break
turn into
is
Cuckoo.
other spots. It's very interesting, but it
As,
has
as like troll and as weird as that sounds,
52,000 gold
there's not too much else that you can do.
46.
Never mind. He turns into Fenrir. Does this end up working? Like, am I going to eat my words? I am. Okay, good. It just worked finally. I'm like, who do you even pick? You know what I mean? But you can't do that late, you know? You can't do that anymore. And to be honest, that probably should have been done 50 times by now. You can't really fight without Morrigan ult, guys. That's the big downfall of the character. Like, you can't really help in a situation like that. Once you've got your pick, you've done your piece, it's time to do something else.
In the meantime, it seems like just sending Lasbra over is the call. Streak doesn't spawn in for 15 seconds, so a Neath ult is not the worry. And actually, Echrom's going to teleport to the other side of the map, so he will be safe for the time being. Netix tries to take away the speed, can't find him.
Like, imagine playing this game.
Slow.
Oh my
Should
god.
confirm the kill.
How do I...
There's the intoxicate. The stun's gonna miss.
I can hear him losing his fucking mind. I'm not gonna lie.
On that last play, you know.
Hey, listen.
Everything else has been so good.
Where is
We
his
can roast
team?
Genetics, or we can praise Johnny's jukes. You know that you, as a caster, you always have the choice. Was it a bad freeze?
Alright, that's a fire, finally. Come on, don't go mid, whoever that Neath is. Streak up.
I'm saying, man, Johnny, with the jukes of a lifetime. Right now, I'm like, man, that freeze really missed, huh? What have you done to me?
Like I said, you have a choice. When you're a caster, you have a choice what you want to highlight, and I think the freeze missed. But
Ooh, big steal. Well done.
stole that too. Benko takes
Get
it.
it with the shield.
Yep. Well, hey, bad confirmation on the objective too, man. Team Risk stinking it up. No, I'm just kidding. They do lose the runic bomb, but they still have quite the lead on their hands.
No, silence. Why would you take poke here? What is he doing here? Did DC?
Being in a different role so far.
Why isn't Chrome soloing Naga either? Like, what's this rotation coming for? Shouldn't Chrome really just want to get 20? He can actually play for 20 WinCon on top of Neath. But rotating mid just seems so weird. He had all eyes on the mid. He could have just done Naga over here.
Could certainly be a topic of conversation, but Lasbra goes for the ultimate, and now he's getting
Not enough damage here, brother. Oh, Chrome, you stink.
Gonna finish the kill though.
He attacks so slow.
Should surely, but will not. Unbelievable that Lasper can walk away from all that. I mean, there were shells dropped.
His auto attacking ridiculously slow.
Felt dead, but is not.
He only has
Team Risk
Xe
able to step away
Berserkers.
from it.
No
Go
Dagger of
alert.
Frenzy.
There's not really much there to be had. What is happening in these fights?
Why no Frenzy
How do
there?
you lock in on what's going on.
I mean, look at
Interesting.
Lasbra's build.
You know, people know Frenzy gives you like 80 power.
Stampede in the spirit robe, like he's just a
I'm very
tank
confused.
down. Like that was the plan. Sure, he gets picked up, but there wasn't much follow up. And also, look at Echrome, man. He went.
I do
execution
get
into
the
berserker
XE due to
speed.
the
Sure,
amount
a
of
little
physical
bit of
protection
DPS,
that
but
everyone's getting.
you're not scaling
Look at all them
enough to
spirit
kill
robes too.
Lasbra right now, as we have just learned. You need a little bit more damage online, to which they just do not have. Because if you think about it, let's talk about damage dealers for a second. Sap can turn into one, but besides that, like Echrome's got 3 items and one's a defense item. Johnny is level 16, he's a non-factor, and everyone else is tank. So it's just like I can see now. It did make sense at first, but I can see now why.
What if the real?
30% HP and no mana
I'm
and no
spitballing
thing
here.
and
Oh,
just survive.
this
Like,
is
why
just
not?
gone, right?
Okay, we're pulling fire. Team Risk making the call. Fire down to half. Banco aware.
We'll slow it down.
As well. The steal attempts will be good.
Watch it. I think Genetics just sunded it at 2.4.
Ages.
Don't see who sunded. Lasbra gets it. Amma should be dead here. They should front to back. Yeah, Amma's dead.
Time for kills. Variety gets the first.
Something that sucks with Smite 2 is you can't use Spectator on red team because it just doesn't show what's going on.
From Banco, and it continues to go from there. The big dog looking for a bite.
Use at your own risk. You can't bite because it's bugged.
There's gotta be a new intro
Dash.
now for Team Risk if they want to keep forcing
Theeks.
this out and looking for more picks, looking for silence. They will get the stun, the damage, and the kill on the backflip.
Do you even do tower here? Their tower damage isn't like the best, I'm not gonna lie. This shit's gonna take forever.
Right. Sap sitting in base waiting for the team to try and help.
Go to gold, resets. Right?
No, so probably grab the Queen buff, grab the Ancient Fury, and then we can talk about actually breaking the base towards the Phoenix. If you're smoke break, you're looking for table scraps.
Yeah, we'll speed it up, we'll speed it up.
Because the real siege is coming any second now.
Variety getting Eye of Providence in the solo lane, 4th item. I like it, I do like it. Wards are actually pretty good now. I'm not slowing it down because that's just like a steal attempt.
Everybody was back and everybody had store open, and everyone was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I mean, if they even said that, man, like, again, just not enough damage to make them even sweat, especially, as you pointed out.
Look at all the, only 2 beads on the side of, I mean, only 1 set of beads on the side of Smoke Break, and then Lasbra has beads, Genetic has beads. That is like a genuine reason as to never go the
Smite
real
wanting
like
to build
active
that role
beads
of
because you
risk
can just
where
buy
you're
them.
gonna move a lot quicker. And we've seen
And
a
it's
lot
a
of
good
times
item to buy too. 45 magic prot, like 200 HP, some regen I think, and then like AoE cleanse as an active. Very big, very big. I hate Ikrim's build.
The Lion King with Mufasa, and like that's it. Like you're getting the squad together and just rolling out, you know.
Okay, let's talk about Ikrim's build. I'm not picking on it, but in this game, I understand Xe and I can understand Berserkers, but like it's dumb. Who is he actually on for Berserkers to have value? Because Lasbra's a tank, he's not really doing too much. Yes, you're gonna get one shot by Neath, but then it's magical dive. You're gonna get dove by Variety, who does magical damage anyway. So like you're not actually getting any real value out of this when it comes to protections. Yes, the passive's cool, blah blah blah. And then you can't go Demon Blade as a only crit item because of this item existing. Spectral gives you an aura around you that gives you negative 20% crit. This gives you 20% crit. So he's just wasted like what, 2400, 2600 on an item that doesn't give any stats because Lasbra has Spectral. So these two items are just completely countered, honestly, by Lasbra's build. Like one, he doesn't have enough damage to proc Berserkers and make it like look sick because he's not getting blown up. When he's not going to get blown up anyway, he's going to get whittled down by Lasbra's tank build. And then two, Demon Blade's completely negated by Spectral. He can't crit, which means he can't get the passive.
I didn't mean to bring it up.
He literally cannot crit if Lasbra's around. Obviously he can if it's on an objective and Lasbra's not in on him, but like let's be honest, who else is Lasbra looking at that are beadsless? Never mind, he just went on silence. The caster's cursed. Sap, go on. Here we go. Look, there he is. Ikrim. You can't crit him. Oh. That's obviously not a build gap when people are so far ahead, but it is just a bad use of money.
Let's get out of here. What are we doing? And the push begins into the throne room. They go. Smokebreaker gonna have to re-alive for the defense, but they gotta get in.
I was like, why are they grouping for Amma ult? They're just baiting the beads. Yeah, that's just clean by Risk. I think Genetics literally looked like he hadn't lost any form from Worlds this game. Game 1, whatever. But this game, Genetics played lights out. Absolutely nuts. I like that there are some Thebes being built this game as well. I still think it's okay, you just don't get it first item. We'll keep going.
Wow, I mean,
Breastplate really good for a Book of Thoth build. Negates like the Johnny ever getting back into the game, right? This build's still fine. I like the Reaver early. I really like Reaver early, and I honestly can see a future. Look, this is where Smite 2 is fucked. So, Reaver, if you don't know what it does 15% of current health on the enemy. There's no scaling on it, it just does 15% of current health. So if you are familiar with Overwatch and Goat's meta, where it's just 6 tanks, maybe some healers, obviously we don't have healers in Smite, but if you just play like 5 tanks in every role with a Mushroom and Soul Reaver, and then just counter build the enemy team, I don't see how you lose. Like, Soul Reaver is just that broken. And ADCs are not very strong right now, and there's nothing that can really deal with tanks other than Soul Reaver, right? So if you have 5 tanks with Soul Reaver, versing 5 tanks with Soul Reaver, it's honestly probably better than playing fucking Kernanos, you know what I mean? Like, it actually feels so doomed to play the game. And even here, Johnny, you know, you're trying to build an assassin build, but then Lasbra is just a tank. Like, I don't see any benefit outside of maybe Kukulkan and Neath, right? These 2 gods here to build damage. And then again, they're gonna have Soul Reaver anyway. I don't know. I'm just like waffling way too hard here about like some crazy stupid shit. That set, let's talk about the actual set. Game 1, the Jingwei comp, I think this Genetics team looked like the best team in the world. And then game 2, it was more so like that start was doomed by everybody. I really disliked the start of that game. And then like it just took one like 5-minute phase where Johnny was just way too far behind, and then this team can't really do anything. They got massively draft capped, in my opinion. I think this build's pretty stupid by Benko. I don't think the int build is actually good as well. I don't think it's good. I think Odin's support is not ideal. I think these two should have swapped. But then again, you're playing, I don't know, Karen Morrigan. I just don't see it. I just don't see how this team does anything to that team. You know what I mean? Completely gapped. Anyway, that was week 2 of EMEA. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I really do think Genetics played really well that set. And Variety too. Honestly, Variety, game 1, absolutely gapped the fuck out of Deathwalker. Absolutely gapped him out. It might look like Deathwalker did so much stuff on that Odin, rotating from solo to duo, killing Genetics. But they were on a timer. That game was completely on a timer. And Variety didn't get distracted, and he just shoved lanes in. He got some proxies off. He got like a 4-level lead, and then just that team just like stomped from, what, 15 minutes onwards, 12 minutes onwards. Yeah, game 1 was, I really enjoyed game 1. Game 2, meh. Who cares? Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.